From the rubble of 45, chains were forged anew. Freedom's ghost in Berlin's wall, tyranny in view. Now the floods come crashing, washing old wounds clean, and the whispers rise again like 33's dark dream. After the bombs fell silent, the victors drew the line, split the fatherland in two with puppet strings and twine. Denazified and humble under allied eyes, no more marches in the street, just silence and the spies. Constitutions handed down like edicts from on high. Speech is free till it offends, then watch the censors fly. Guilt etched in every schoolbook, a nation on its knees. Little freedom in the shadow of those olive trees. Oh, Deutschland under tyranny, post-war case so tight. Mass migration storms the gates, turning day to night. Cities crumble, cultures clash, the old world's torn apart. Fueling fires in the hearts where the right-wing sparks are. Just like Weimar's broken dreams from despair at the beast, history's wheel is turning from the west to the east. Rise up, they cry in echoes of the past dark call. Will the eagle fly again or will it finally fall? Borders wide as welcome bats, millions pour inside. Welfare strains and tensions rise, no place left to hide. Knife attacks in Christmas markets, fear in every train. Politicians promise safety, but it's all in vain. Ancient towns now foreign lands, traditions fade away. Women veiled in public squares where Luther used to pray. Economy in shackles, taxes feed the flood, while the native sons grow angry, spilling silent blood. Oh, Deutschland under tyranny, post-war case so tight. Mass migration storms the gates, turning day to night. Cities crumble, cultures clash, the old world's torn apart. Fueling fires in the hearts where the right-wing sparks start. Just like Weimar's broken dreams from despair at the beast, history's wheel is turning from the west to the east. Rise up, they cry in echoes of the past dark call. Will the eagle fly again or will it finally fall? They say never again, but the playbook's the same. Economic ruin, social shame, pointing fingers at the game. AFD in the rallies, voices growing bold, like a young corporal once in beer halls of old. Not with swastikas this time, but with flags and with pride, pushing back against the tide. No more suicide. Oh, Deutschland under tyranny, breaking from the chain. Mass migration, spitter rain, driving men insane. The uprising's brewing in the beer and the bread. Similar shadows rising from the living dead. Just like how it started.
How's it going, everybody? Tie Sights Shadow Games Report. Doing part... What are we doing? Part 9? I don't even remember. I think it's part 9. Got too many buttons now. Part 8. Wait, is it really 8? Okay, part 8. We're doing part 8 of Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Totally forgot what part I was doing today. It's not really important to me. I'll be honest. It's really not that important. The parts are just split up episodes. That's it. That's all. That's all they are to me. But anyways, we're going to do about 30 minutes to an hour of news before we get into the game. I'm going to go ahead and end this song right here. And let's go ahead and talk about it. I was actually not even thinking about doing a show tonight. I don't know. Some nights I feel blank if I don't do a show. It just feels weird to me. Like it almost like it's just one of those weird things that like complete my soul. At the end of the day, not every day, obviously. I mean, there's some days I want to take off. I should have taken off tonight, but I don't know. I feel like there's a lot that needs to be talked about, and the growing frustration of just nothing of substance really being done, nothing that the people actually want. We heard for years that Obama and the Clintons were going to be held accountable. And we are in 2006 almost. You know, it's only 20 days away from 2026, and we have not seen anything. Even like the Q followers and everything were thinking that 2025 was the big year. You know, 2025 was supposed to be the big year that everybody got sent to Gitmo. At least allegedly. I remember people talking about it. And we have not seen any type of major roundups towards any significant player. I'm still trying to figure out why that is. I still speculate on it quite a bit when it comes to maybe the reasons on why they haven't been arrested yet. Maybe they were given a plea deal. And maybe there's bigger fish to fry than the people that we see on the screen. I don't know that. I'm just saying that if I were to give them any type of leniency, that's what I would do. But every single day, my leniency grows thin. And I just think that we need deadlines. I think that if we want to make effective change within any party, we have to set deadlines. Like, you have to do this by a certain date or we're not going to vote for you. And it needs to be very clear that way. You know, like, we need to give the power back to the people through that mindset that you have to work for my vote, and if you don't, we'll not work for you. We won't do anything for you. That's the whole point. It was supposed to be the whole point of this game. You know, they were supposed to appeal towards their voters with different things that they wanted so they could get voted in. Then, you know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours type of mentality. I'm not meaning that in any type of nefarious way. I'm meaning it in the sense of, if I vote you in, if I give you that position, you do all these things for me. It doesn't, you know, have to involve payment of any kind. Of course, that's where things have bled into. I actually don't even think that politicians should make any money at this point. I mean, it's just so bad, the corruption. I want to make being a politician one of the most hated jobs in the world. Like, if it was me, I would turn these people into slaves. Possibly to the point of, like, chaining them up and making sure they do their jobs every single day. I know that sounds crazy and radical, but when it comes to these outright deceivers, you know, every single day out there pretending to be someone that they're not, and then they're fighting for another country that nobody wants to protect. Multiple countries, really. Anyways, I need to shut up. Erica Kirk pleads to end conspiracy theories about husband's assassination. Trump outlines strict immigration standards at Pennsylvania rally. Luna's discharge petition pushes congressional stock trading ban vote. House passes $101 billion defense bill amid GOP tensions. DHS reports 2.5 million immigrant departures since Trump took office. That number has changed from 2 million to 2.5 million within a month, so I don't believe that. I think more and more people are just not going to believe this administration going forward, just due to the amount of lies and I guess the amount of gaslighting the American people towards Ukraine and Israel. We don't want to fund these nations, but they just find new ways to get around, what we want. It's like it's almost like they're trying to test like what works within like the media. They'll put it out there and then they realize people don't like that and then they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll get away from NATO, but we'll find another way to give Ukraine money for weapons. It's like, what is the point of that at this point? Is it just a flex against Russia? I mean, supposedly we have Russian nuclear subs down by Venezuela now, and it might be an act of deterrence towards the United States. You see, it's just kind of like, I don't know. We're not being told enough here. The government is not telling us enough of what's going on in Venezuela. I mean, there's been talks about Smartmatic systems having links within Venezuela, and possible election interference. I know that there's different CIA affiliated cartels in the region to a certain degree. It's just constant nonsense, and I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have done an episode tonight. I feel like tonight maybe should have been a night to just like take off and like not think about this stuff, because it's just like, where are we going with all of it? Where does it end? Now we have a bunch of people saying that it's not going to end, and it's just like, okay, well then that just tells me not to vote for Republicans even more in 2026. Like, I'm hardcore about this at this point because I feel like just completely duped out on everything that I voted for this year. And now we have to wait until the middle of next year to see any progress. Bro, energy costs as a whole were supposed to be down by half by this time of the year. Gas prices just went up again today. So, like, all I have to do is just take off one day and go back into town, and then gas prices will be right back up where they were at. It all feels fake. Like, I've only seen $1 decrease on groceries. Like, I like to buy protein bars. And protein bars are kind of like a fun way to measure the economy. Because, they'll have a certain amount, like before the economy gets bad, they'll have a certain amount of bars inside the box. And shrinkflation will occur as the economy gets bad, and they'll take bars out, but they'll keep the same price tag. Well, there's this one brand that I like to buy, and they have not increased the bars in their box, and they have not, I mean, they've lowered the price by $1, but it's just like, okay, no, I want to see those bars get thrown back in the box again. The bars that you took out that used to be cheaper. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, it's one of those nights, people. Atmospheric river drives record flood threat in Washington as governor declares emergency. That's the first time I heard about that. Threat in Washington State. Intel loses challenge against EU antitrust ruling, but wins reduced fine. Oh, the company, Intel. Okay. Whenever I see Intel, I instantly think of like, intelligence agencies or something. Ukrainian woman charged over Russian-backed cyber attacks. 10 million reward offered for others. Mississippi man ordered freed after serving more than 10 years of an illegal 15-year sentence. That's sad, man. 10 years of your life taken away from an illegal sentence. Well, I hope this man walks away with $1 million. I'm not sure what this picture is right here, so I see CPAC right there, so I'm just like wondering, like, what the hell does that mean? Maybe I'm getting ahead of my words. West Virginia National Guard member killed in D.C. is shooting laid to rest. in shooting laid to rest. I was like, is shooting? What is that? First of 30 oil lease sales pinned for Gulf of Mexico draws $300 million from companies. We're just now doing that? I thought that was ordered earlier this year to begin drilling. You know, there was all these projects for drilling in different locations to take away our reliance off of other nations, and still we've seen barely any type of decrease in the prices. It's just very strange. What is keeping the gas prices from falling to $2 and even below $2? Harrison Smith made a good point. He was like, last Trump administration, the gas prices got as low as $1 or something. So maybe we should try to shoot for $1.70 instead of $2.70, which are Biden prices, by the way. Ancient lake reemerges after record rainfall at Death Valley National Park. Trump imperative that CNN be sold to new ownership. What? Didn't they just get bought by a Trump supporter? Was it earlier this year or maybe last year? I remember reading about it. I don't know, but it didn't change enough, whatever happened. Half the time I think they're just lying in these articles. I mean, I really... Because, like, I'll see an article months ago talking about something, but then I'll see something contradicting it later, and I'm just like, well, what happened back then? Like, we were told that there was supposedly a Trump-supporting, person taking over CNN, and then all of a sudden, well, as far as I can tell, nothing really changed. House passes defense bill to raise troop pay and overhaul weapons purchases. Yeah, this is also funding, I believe, weapons to Ukraine and Israel. That's why I named tonight's episode. I totally forgot what I named tonight's episode. What is it named? Unfettered War Machines. Shouldn't have to talk about this, but, it's like, why is it taking so long? Like the start of the year started out so beautifully. Like he was just gonna like bull rush through everything and take care of every single problem within like the first 2 or 3 months. Like that's what it felt like. And then like literally right after Elon Musk leaves the White House and he has a black eye and all this other weird stuff happens, like we end up, on the edge of war with Iran and, Israel's bullshit. And, we're still funding Ukraine, which, by the way, we already funded Israel and Ukraine at the beginning of the year. I don't know what we're giving them money for. Like, there's supposed to be a ceasefire in effect right now. So what are we funding right now? And why can't we seem to reverse this blackmail issue between, let's just say, the country of Israel and the United States, against our own politicians? At least that's the theory, right? The theory is that these people blackmailed our government into submission, and they fund them for their... I mean, they pay them, but they also blackmail them at the same time, to get their bidding done, and it's just really sad. And it's just like, why can't we get rid of the Fed so we can just go ahead and kill everybody's monetary value? I know it sounds counterintuitive, but it's just like, you do realize if you were to end the dollar, like let's just say we ended the Fed overnight, that all of these rich people, including Israel, have no power whatsoever when it comes to financial pull. You get rid of the Fed, they have no pull. Now, there might be some lingering pull within, different parts of the government. And there obviously are. If there's Israeli officials being let into the Pentagon, there's a big story about that earlier this year from Tucker Carlson. He broke that, if I remember correctly. Anyways, let's move on. Trump administration seizes oil tanker off Venezuela coast, U.S. officials say. Divided Fed approves third cut this year, sees slower pace ahead. I think there's also some speculation that Jerome Powell could be removed as the Fed chair due to the fact that he was granted the position through the auto pen. So there's speculation that he might lose his position doing that. I don't know what we're waiting on, though. It's just like every single day, I'm just like, okay, we see this is a problem. You called it out. You said it's an auto pen problem. Get rid of them. Like, where does it have to get something done? Now, we do have a judge granting the Justice Department's request to unseal records for Epstein's 2019 sex trafficking case, but there's also the transcripts, I think, that are separate from the 2005 and maybe 2008 cases. I don't see that mentioned here, but it's in the news. GAO report reveals Obamacare subsidy fraud risk ahead of deadline. Luna's discharge petition pushes congressional stock trading ban a vote. Did I say that earlier? Tucker Carlson calls Russia America's best potential ally. I kind of think so too, but I need to learn more about this story with Russian nuclear subs. I'm curious on what's going on with that. I kind of like that the Russians are just like sitting underneath everything while. Yeah, here we go. Oh, wait, no, that's August 2nd. Let's see the latest. No, I didn't make that up. Where did I see it? Trump released his national security strategy. He heaped praise upon Russia. Putin simply spit on it. I doubt that. He will deny non-hemispheric competitors the ability to position forces or other threatening capabilities, or to own or control strategically vital assets in our hemisphere. China might argue, what's your hemisphere? Because we're in part of your hemisphere. Of course, that's not going to fly too well, but I don't understand. So maybe I should hold off on telling you guys that, but wait, is this it? That's from July. Let me type in Venezuela. There's lots of fake news floating around right now. I'm glad that I had someone else correct me earlier on a particular story. It was the story with Trump possibly appointing Gowdy as the AG. He went ahead and did the checking. I didn't do the checking. I was kind of hoping that the person did their own checking. I hate that I become too trusting sometimes of certain profiles, but then you'll just find them later lying, and you're just like, oh, okay, so you tell like 80% of the truth, but then you'll slip in that 10 to 20% lie, But anyways, let's see here. I didn't finish this. Okay. Well, we have one person saying this too. Venezuela has friends, 2 Russian nuclear subs off the coast of Venezuela. The United States continues its aggression. Russia and China will intervene or create a crisis in Asia. Kind of seems like it. Seems like that's what Japan is building up towards. And this is a sticky situation in that regard. Let's just say that Russia, in which, I'm not saying this post is a confirmation I don't think one post is enough to go off of. I did see it somewhere else earlier today, but I can't remember where exactly it came from. But this is from 44 minutes ago. It was not from this profile, it was from somebody else. I'm going to go ahead and do that. But with having our forces down in Venezuela gives a potential strike capability for China towards Taiwan. And that's why it's good that Japan is, trying to flex back with some of its newer rocket technology or robotic arm. I don't know what you would call it really. But it was kind of interesting to see that the Japanese are stepping up their game. It might be why they were beginning to entertain the idea of offensive forces, because they only had a purely defensive force for the longest time. Now it seems as if that they are starting to transition out of that period, and that makes Japan a great ally for us. As long as they don't ever attack us or do crazy things towards us, they end up being a great partner. All right. So I guess, I don't know. I kind of want to see if there's other stories floating on the internet real quick about this particular story, because it is kind of important. That will definitely change a lot of aspects of the region and how this war will play out. It was kind of interesting to see the FBI do a seizure of, I guess, that oil rig or oil transport, whatever you want to call it. There's no evidence or provided context that 2 Russian nuclear submarines are currently off the coast of Venezuela. Center for Maritime Strategy.org. China, Iran, and Russia will intervene in Venezuela to threaten U.S. That's from October. Venezuela learns it's anti-American Russia and China. What does it say? Alliance is hollow when missiles loom. It's very, very interesting. As we covered, I think last night, or no, I think it was actually Monday. There was all of these Chinese fishing boats that were going towards the west coast of South America. I think it was either along the coast of Colombia or Chile. I can't remember exactly. I would have to look at a map just to be sure, but anyways, let's move on to other stories. Trump launches gold card for paid permanent residency. Really? So this isn't a visa. This is a permanent residency. $1 million contribution to the United States government after vetting. They're making it so hard to make anybody come in, and it's just going to be a bunch of rich snobs, really. It's just hit me, guys. I'm just like, I'm tired of seeing the world being taken care of before me. Taking prices down $2 is not enough for me. Taking gas prices down 20 cents is not enough for me. Not paying for literally anything towards the American people. I mean, it is what it is, but like, what do I have to do? Do I have to like I literally don't know what to do. I started a fucking podcast trying to help other people understand these situations. I don't think anybody really listens to me, but it's just like, I literally don't know what to do to progress this forward. It's like, are we at that point where it's just like, bro, we need to form militias because like these assholes are not listening. And then it's just like the weird aspect of having to deal with Israel all the fucking time. And we have like, it's like a annoying little brother or something that you have to like carry around with you. Like, I mean, actually I don't even think that's a good example. How about this? How about, you're training somebody new at work and you don't want to do it. And it's like this guy is like constantly following you around and you constantly have to keep helping him. Like that's what I feel like Israel is. He's like that shitty person. And like, oh yeah, let's make it even worse. Like whoever you're trying to train is working against you. And they're trying to screw you over. They're trying to get you to buy like food for them and shit. Like they just got there like the day before and they're trying to buy food for you and or not for you, but they're trying to get you to buy food for them. That's what I meant to say. Anyways, it's a dumb analogy.
A little description of the Trump gold card, please.
Sure. So for an individual, it's $1 million, and for a corporation, it's $2 million. And as the president said, for a corporation, they spend $2 million. They can then have an employee, full vetting, the best vetting the government has ever done, $15,000 vetting to make sure these people absolutely qualified to be in America. Absolutely qualified. And then
A little description of the Trump gold card, please.
Sure. So for an individual, it's $1 million, and for a corporation,
Elon Musk 2025 Nobel nomination, an unpaid Doge role recalled. Elon Musk has been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize for protecting free speech. This is massive. Simple poll. No, I don't trust him. I don't. I mean, he's very selective on his words whenever he brings up God. He's very selective on his words when he talks about Christianity. I don't trust him. I still don't have an explanation on why he wore a Baphomet costume, like one of the ugliest, dumbest costumes you could wear for Halloween. Which, by the way, Halloween is a sacrificial holiday for Satanists. I don't know if anybody knows that, but yeah, they have like weird little rituals on Halloween. So it's not a good look for this guy to dress up as the devil or Baphomet or whoever you consider that to be. And just pretend to be the good guy constantly. I mean, there's tons of posts of mine that don't even make it onto X. I'll go back and look for them and I can't find them. And I just have to forget about them because like, well, there's just too much news for one. I have to forget about it because I'm just like, bro, I can't just keep on like having to babysit all of my posts. Like, you guys got to help us, and like, you're not doing enough, and you've already touched and kissed the wall and everything else. Like, you've already bent over backwards for Israel. I'm tired of seeing so many people do this, and we can't have any real progress because of assholes like this. And I used to be very positive towards Elon Musk. In fact, this might be the first time I've talked very negatively against him. And it's just because, well, I don't think that free speech is being protected. He is limiting reach on your post, and you can tell. Like, go back to your post before he took over Twitter, and then come back to the ones, like, maybe a year after, and you'll see the difference. All of your posts have been limited. They have been dramatically decreased on their capability to flow through the internet. So, just be aware of that. I mean, I could show you on my posts. Let's go ahead and go over here real quick. I'm going to go ahead and flip over to this conversation. What is this? Oh, yeah. Did it reload my page? It did. I have to scroll back down again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. That must be like a new feature for my browser. Just like automatically reload. Or maybe it's an X feature. Actually, that would make sense. I'm talking to myself, guys. It's because I'm the only one here right now. We'll get to that too. Come on, bro. Oh yeah, we're gonna start right here. Elon Musk puts this out. I still, repost a lot of his stuff. I still agree with Elon Musk on a lot of things. But he will not talk negatively about Israel. It's another Tim Pool situation. He just shuts up, gets quiet, scoots to the other side of the bench and slowly leaves whenever he gets hit with some of these questions. And you'll notice he never gets hit with these questions directly. He just had an interview last night, and I don't think he touched the subject. He's talking about stupid shit while the girl flirted with him. At least that's the vibe I got. White guilt is dead, says Mario Nafal. Gen Z is done apologizing for history they didn't write. For years, young people in the West, especially white men, have been told they're the problem. They've been blamed for colonialism, slavery, inequality, and systems they didn't build and never benefited from. In classrooms, on Netflix, in video games, in HR training sessions, in political speeches, and message has been constant. Well, the message has been constant. If you're white, especially if you're male and straight, sit down, shut up, and feel bad about it. It's only made me louder. It's only made me stand up more. I mean, I've even gotten in trouble over it. Trying to speak up. But there is just a odd tyrannical force pushing so hard against us because, well, they probably know that we are the biggest threat. Why else would you call out an entire race's male population if you don't think they're a threat? Anyways, but yeah, I don't even feel like reading the rest of that. You get the idea. I'm sorry, Gen Z. I really am. I was hoping to be able to take care of all this stuff by now, but we got a bunch of assholes that don't want to move the pen fast enough or do what's needed fast enough. I really don't know what the issue is anymore. I don't feel like we have any good insider knowledge when it comes to the White House. And it seems like all the biggest MAGA supporters are having major contentions with Trump at this point. They're all freaking out, like saying, like, why doesn't he do this? Why doesn't he do that? I mean, does it ever cross your mind that maybe he has turned against us? Maybe he was never with us? Maybe he just was that smiling politician, the same type of politician that we hate in everybody else? Is it really that hard to believe that Trump could be that person? He's been a man of money his entire life. It's not hard to believe. And, I voted for the guy, so it's hard for me to want to say a lot of these things, but we've gotten to that point. It's December 10th. December 10th of 2025. Your deadline, dude, is December 31st. I know nobody's paying attention to me, but I've made that very clear for months now. You've gotten until the end of the year to make major progress on your promises. And I'm just being stern because, like, if we don't have that sternness to push things in our direction, we're not going to get anything, guys. We'll get $2,000 for them to try to buy our vote, which, by the way, it's set up perfectly for, summer of next year, so that you have some money for the summer and then you're all happy by the time that voting season comes around. That's what that's for. So, just play this game the right way. Anyways, I'll shut up. Jim Flynn says he's ready to rejoin the new Trump admin to spearhead counter-coup operations against the globalist deep state that is attempting to trigger a color revolution. This is from a few days ago.
I know Trump wanted you back. I know you could do a lot on the outside, But you said, no, I'm out of this. And even when I tried to get you to run for president when Trump wasn't sure he was, you said, no, I think we're going to draft Trump. But I saw you say, won't you elaborate, that you're ready to be brought back in. And I'm telling you, there's nobody as good as you, General. And I know you're like George Washington. You want to be at the farm. I know you're out in the country fighting the tyranny. But is it time for us to really pressure Trump? And where would he bring you in?
Well, in terms of going back into the government, number one, President Trump understands that I have remained loyal to him, but not loyal to a fault. He knows if I disagree with him, I'll let him know that, and I have. He's been very supportive, and he's working his tail off. I mean, the man is now he's going to go around, the country and basically rally until 2026 to make sure that we stay in the House. So he's got to do that. I mean, I am in different roles right now that I play, so to speak, on behalf of trying to continue to protect this country from being destroyed. And I want people to understand that this is not about, the left and the right, the Democrat and Republican, conservatives and liberals. This is about a completely different ideological underpinning that the left wants in this country. And what is most concerning to me, and they call it the Red-Green Alliance, I call it the axis of resistance, is this coming together of communists and Islamists in this country, as that are not just showing up in mosques or showing up.
They sign up with the Democrats for every form of fraud.
Everything, and inside of our Congress right now. I mean, when they did a recent vote on making sure that we didn't allow socialism in our government. It was like 92 of them voted against it. Like that they voted for the idea that socialism was okay. So how many do we have? I used to say about 25%. Maybe it's more like 50%, and it's not just the Democrats. I actually think that there's probably some Republicans in name only when you start looking at voting records. So the bottom line here is whatever I end up doing, I'll continue to do what I'm doing, which I have a passion.
Oh, you're very effective right now. I just saw you say, I mean, we can play the clip. You're just like, well, yeah, okay. They asked me to serve, I will.
Yeah, I mean, if I serve anyway. If the president came and said, hey, Mike, I'd like to have you come back into the government in some capacity. How best do you think that you can help? And I have I have a large network of people around the world as well as right here in this.
But
country.
what you have is the 360, 35,000 full spectrum thing. You need to be commanding the task forces to go after the deep state. Like we had Doge with Elon, they should bring him back. We need you in there as a national security roving czar to working with Ed Martin to go after the deep state.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, I mean, I think I said on Steve Bannon the other day that, they would shit their pants if he brought me in as the czar to basically, get after the deep state. Trump is like Washington and Lincoln, but in their day, they clearly understood which side their line was, where the enemy was on the other side of it, right? They knew the British, and then of course the North versus the South. In our day and age, Trump is facing, this unelected bureaucracy we call the deep state. And now they are clearly aligned with this axis of resistance inside of our country, which includes, China rising in very, very, rapidly, this radical Islamist element within our country. And it seems to be permeating throughout our country's, cities, etc. So that's who he's facing. That is the adversary that you're facing, President Trump. It's not as clean as the North versus the South or the Patriots versus the British. That said, when you look at a place like Europe, Zelensky is a dictator. He's declared martial law. He's arrested journalists. He's shut down anybody that is in the opposition, even in the Rada over there. If you're an opposition voice, you're arrested for treason.
They kill journalists.
They exactly.
They targeted Americans. Jimmy Dore, I think, was on, or wait, maybe not Jimmy Dore. I think like Max Blumenthal and like Aaron Mate. There was a few different people, American journalists, that were targeted from the Ukrainian government. Just, what was it, last year, the year before? I mean, there's a certain point where this administration is complicit with some of that if they don't do something about it. You see what I'm saying? If you allow certain treatment and behavior to occur like that, that's why Zelensky showed up earlier in the year, bullying Trump like he could. And of course, Trump treated him like a child, and it seemed to work.
So the complex that exists here in this country is the exact same complex that exists over in Europe, and they want to perpetuate war because if they don't have the boogeyman of Russia, then they can't have the machinery that goes with that. That goes with NATO, that goes with the European Union. It is a money-making machine. And Trump,
They say, as you know, sir.
For you, Donald Trump. Well, I was going to say, for you, Donald Trump, you just spent $400 million in this big, beautiful bill. We just sent another $400 million that I understand. I just read about that this morning. I'm like, Jesus, we got 320 million people in this country. Give them all $1 million, Donald, instead of giving it to Zelensky, because that money's going to go nowhere except into the pockets of oligarchs and crooks.
Thank
One
you.
of whom they just arrested his chief of staff.
You know what?
I think is the guy's name.
Screw this. Let's get this guy in as president. I mean, have your tiffs about General Flynn all you want to, but I have not, at least in the time that I've covered General Flynn, he's basically only said good things. He's been the main person that I've seen, and, I know he tries to sell his book and everything, and he does grift sometimes, I'm not saying he's perfect, but the things that he says with Ukraine, with Israel, with pretty much every major issue, I would be, I want to research Jen Flynn a little bit deeper before I give a full endorsement, but I think he might actually be a decent 2028 presidential candidate if he were to take upon that role. I mean, have your contentions, whatever, but for the person that seems like they want to do things the right way, and I mean, there's even the possibility that he might have some links to the whole Q group, the whole Q clearance, ordeal, psyop, whatever you want to call it. I mean, he has said on stage with Alex before that they both had a part in that in the early process, and it was taken over by the deep state later. So, I don't know to what extent Q could be true, but there is confirmation from both of these people right here that it did exist at one time and it was a real operation. So, and I don't know, Alex has made a bunch of weird comments that makes it seem like it's still going on. He even made an interesting comment recently of, why do you think there's so much anti-Jew stuff in the news? Why do you think it's being allowed to occur? He said something along those lines, and it was just okay, go ahead and finish that sentence, buddy. Of course, he goes off on a different tangent. Either way.
So we're dealing with a crooked regime, and elections is the least of what they need to be doing. We, the United States of America, we need to really seriously consider just pulling out of all of that and telling NATO and telling the European Union, NATO minus the United States, hey, look, you want this goddamn war? You got it. We're done. We are done because we have to focus on home.
If you ask Grok or if you ask a sports nutritionist,
our country has selective empathy for everybody but working class, particularly white males. So when you look at coverage in mainstream newspapers about the constitutionality of blowing up boats that are bringing fentanyl here, I guarantee you, if that fentanyl was killing people at schools we went to, potentially your kids are going to, it would be constitutional to blow up those boats. There is selective instrumental use of empathy that somehow is only applied at the point where it would help
back to the
us.
idea of, what about
sorry, you asked the question, you're going to get the full answer you don't want.
Well, What is up with this dude? He I don't know. I'm gonna let him finish just because I like grilling this guy. He gets all weird and flimsy whenever, I don't know, just more lately. I've noticed like he's been very, very fidgety. Like he's under pressure.
Full answer you don't want. You brought me on stage. You know what you're getting. Okay. It's and by the way, I'm on stage, and I know a lot of the people on stage sponsoring this are skeptical of me. You know why? I'm on stage here because at Palantir, and I would encourage you to think of this. I divide the world into Palantir, essentially, and Palantir derangement syndrome, Palantir skeptics, and Palantir haters. My biggest fans started off as Palantir skeptics and Palantir haters. I believe that someday almost everyone in this audience is going to agree with me. You may not like me now, but you're going to agree later. And I'll also tell you something. Look to the left, look to the right. The person you think is offended by this actually agrees with me. That is 100% true.
Okay, well,
okay, sorry. And yeah, it's 100% true. And
okay,
keep that in mind. I will tell you a secret that I hope the New York Times and the Washington Post doesn't.
Just stand up, dude.
Okay, sorry.
He's about to break that chair.
Bring us back to this one issue, which is, no, you talked about the rule of law, and you talked about things being constitutional. And so here we are, we're talking about these boats, for example, that were blown up, right? And whether you have empathy for them or not, given the folks who are getting killed by fentanyl, the question is whether this is being done on a constitutional basis and being done in the right way. Well, and if it's not being done in the right way, well, how do you feel about that?
Of course, but part of the reason why I like this questioning is the more constitutional you want to make it, the more precise you want to make it, the more you're going to need my product. So you keep pushing on making it constitutional. I'm totally supportive of that. You know, a constitutional, you would need to.
We've done everything without AI and
going, how are they going?
Data analytics for how long?
Where do they belong?
But I'm asking you just as a person, on a sort of
he acts like we can't do math.
As a human, when
he acts like we don't have calculators.
Young people, mothers and fathers and families getting ripped apart with the masks on, with the ICE folks. So what do you think of that?
Of course, but at this point you're abusing empathy because I of course don't like that. No one likes that. No American.
Wait, what? Hold up, I gotta listen to that last part again.
You just as a person, on a sort of a moral basis, as a human, when you see people, young people, mothers and fathers and families getting ripped apart with the masks on, with the ICE folks. So what do you think of that?
Of course, but at this point you're abusing empathy because I of course don't like that. No one likes that. No American.
Why did they end it right there? That's such a horrible place to end it. He was still explaining. Whoever put that there. Weirdly enough, I mean, he didn't say anything wrong. I mean, you are abusing empathy to some degree if you do allow illegals to come into your country. You know, you're abusing empathy through the sense that you allowed them in. They're illegal. They did not go through the process. They could have gone through the process. They chose not to. You see what I'm saying? Like, there is an abuse of empathy. And I hate to agree with Alex Karp because I normally don't agree with anything he says, and I'm normally against him. But to be fair about what he actually said, he's not wrong. And I see why Elon Musk says true now. I was actually kind of wondering that because somebody else sent me this article or this post earlier. All right, Genghis Khan says, let me catch you up. Tim Pool is one of the biggest owned by Israel cash for comments Zionist shill alive who got busted having a secret meeting with Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu discussing payments and narratives. Nick Fuentes is now siding with Tim Pool. It's over gropers. It's over gropers. Did not say that right.
Nick, keep an open mind on Israeli involvement in Charlie's assassination. There are many fact and suspicious events pointing that way. Why are we stopped noticing when it comes to this? America first.
You're an idiot. Sorry. Thank you for the big super chat, but I'm sorry. If you're
hold up. I'm sorry, guys. Well, I'll jump into the story in a second, but I just got excited. GameStop is having a award show Bro, you know what would bring back GameStop? Sorry, this is partially a gaming channel too. You know what would bring back GameStop? They need to start like a freaking gaming festival or something. I don't know, have rides and shit. Like name a ride Master Chief. I don't know. They need a theme park where it's just all about video games. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna comment that right now. We're gonna do this together, guys. We're gonna make history. You know what? Bring back GameStop and Festive Light in a explosive Halo ring fashion. Start up a GameStop festival similar to E3. Or similar to E3, or make it 100 times better. I don't know. It just needs to happen. You can give me credit later. Sound good? You know what would be? Bring back GameStop in an explosive Halo ring fashion. Start up a GameStop festival similar to E3, or make it 100 times. Hold up, I didn't finish my sentence. I do that sometimes. Oops. I don't know. It just needs to happen. I'm gonna retweet this just in case it's relevant later in my life. We're gonna bookmark it too. If y'all ever start that shit and don't give me credit, you know who I'm coming after. Tired of not getting credit for anything, damn it. I notice Owen Schroyer repeating my shit from his comment section all the time. And I'm just like, dude, give me a shout out or something. Sorry, I'm getting loud. All right, Nick Fuentes.
Nick, keep an open mind on Israeli involvement in Charlie's assassination. There are many fact and suspicious events pointing that way. Why are we stopped noticing when it comes to this? America first.
You're an idiot. Sorry. Thank you for the big super chat, but I'm sorry. If you're on the Candace Owens train, I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm going to try to appease you. It's wrong. It's stupid. All of it is stupid, and I'm not going to entertain it at all. And I thought Tim Pool had an epic go-off on it tonight. It was awesome. I have never seen such a clear-cut case of an individual person being such an unnecessary detriment through sheer ignorance and irresponsibility. I've never seen it. Because you could say other people that have done things like Shapiro or Charlie Kirk or whoever, you could say they're part of a system or there's an incentive structure, they're playing by the rules, whatever. Candace is spearheading this thing, like she is creating this hysteria, and it is to the detriment of everybody. It is to the detriment of the right wing broadly. It is to the detriment of anyone that seriously talks about Jews in Israel. And it's to the detriment of rationality. It is the definition of hysteria. And I thought Tim Pool, very courageous, because I know he's getting shit for it, to say something about it. He had an epic go-off on it. Major respect for him. But yeah, no, I'm not with that at all. Thank you for the big super chat, but respectfully, No, disrespectfully, that is stupid, okay? And I don't buy into that for 2 seconds. Charlie Kirk was Israel's number. You say, why are we stop noticing? First of all, why are we stop noticing? You can't even write. You can't read or write. You're a fucking idiot. That's one. Two, nobody stopped noticing. Noticing is about paying attention to evidence.
Bro, I'm sorry. I really do side on Ian Carroll's side when it comes to this whole argument. When it comes to anything to do with the whole Charlie Kirk situation, there is plenty of evidence to counter the official narrative. And if you want to go check out Ian Carroll's video where he covers different bits of the evidence, I even think that there's some evidence that he doesn't cover. So, now I'm not claiming one way or the other when it comes to that particular investigation. I don't know for a fact what the true or the truth of the whole situation is, but there's obviously things that are off with it. And I find it very interesting that Candace Owens is starting to kind of match up her whole narrative with the movie Snake Eyes, which there's already been some people draw the correlation between the two. The event of Charlie Kirk's death and the weirdness of certain correlations between the Snake Eyes film and the actual event. They're not identical, but there are some strangeness, and I have covered it on the channel before. So we're not going to cover it tonight. Just go back a few weeks ago and it's in one of my videos. It's like, I think like a week or two after the Charlie Kirk death. Took me a little time to go through some of the evidence, but you know, I haven't really changed my position. That's the cool part. Now I'm starting to see people like Candace Owens, and I mean, I'm not saying that I knew everything that Candace knows, because she's come up with some new things that I didn't know. But you know, people like Jimmy Dore actually came out today, and he was saying a lot of the same narrative that I said weeks ago. Like his potential theory, I guess, was very similar to mine. Candace Owens says bingo. Mel says everyone has their own theory. So here's mine. TP. How long is this? Okay. TPUSA has been hijacked by state actors under the guise of faith to infiltrate the evangelical church and push a U.S. Zionist-centered agenda, squandering as freedom-first patriotism. You can find these TPUSA faith-inspired organizations in Korea, Nigeria, and throughout Europe. Conquering the college was Charlie's vision. Conquering the churches is Rob McCoy's vision. And speaking of Zionists, the president of the World Jewish Congress, Ron Lauder, says he wants Israel to have greater influence on social media to retrain younger generations about Israel.
We're in the fight of our lives, and this is how we will fight back. First, we must use social media because that's what young people follow. And I must tell them that you must tell them the truth. Israel must finally get serious about public relations. If Israel can't tell its amazing story to the world, then its enemies will, and they've done it now. We must expose every renegade teacher and their unions. We must expect moral courage from our political officials, not excuses. We must rebuild education around truth, not slogans and lies. We will have to reinvent how we teach the history of the Jewish people, because it's not working. Too many young people have never heard of the Holocaust. The World Jewish Congress has produced some excellent films that explain what happened. We want to show them in classrooms everywhere in the United States. And any candidate running for a seat in this building, whether for Congress or Senate, whose platform includes anti-Semitism, we will target them as they target us. Accordingly, we will start a fund to help their opponents. We cannot possibly sit by and let anti-Zionists determine our future. None of this will be easy. It will take time and effort from all of us.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you think we're determining, bro? You already got Israel. You already got what you wanted, bro. What do you think Zionism is? I mean, I know you want the Greater Israel Project and so on and so forth, but you already got what you wanted. What do you think we're going to do? I mean, do you think that we're going to get rid of Israel? What are these people fearful of? Maybe we should, play with that a little bit. These people are threatened by anti-Zionists. Anti-Zionists just want you to stop. I mean, maybe there are the more hardcore anti-Zionists that want Israel to completely disappear. I don't care. I personally don't care if Israel exists or doesn't exist. It doesn't mean do I not want it to exist? I mean, kinda. Kinda. I don't know what good they do. And it seems like they're very subversive, and they're constantly getting caught spying, doing weird subversive shit behind our backs. They talk to other nations that are enemies of ours, but they're friends with them. India is an ally, but like China, they have a relationship with China. They have a relationship with basically every other nation on the world, on the planet. They don't have to come to us. But I think we all know that other nations are not going to be as giving as we are, for whatever reason.
We cannot fight this fight alone. Frankly, we shouldn't have to, because this is not a Jewish issue. It's a democratic issue. It's a moral issue. It's a human issue. Let us build a coalition so strong, so united, so determined that no extremist movement can fracture it. And above all, let us be bridge builders, unshakable, unapologetic, so that the next generation inherits a world defined not by hatred, but by humanity.
Macron, you know what it's all about, this thing with Macron's wife? Macron has a wife that he met.
Well, they admit when he was 14 and she was the teacher, he dated her.
39.
So it's pedo stuff, bare minimum.
Yeah, bare minimum. Then they got married. But so 25-year age difference. She initially said.
Okay, I just realized this is the story right here of where I heard about that from. 2 Russian nuclear subs just arrived off Venezuela. As we tried to search earlier, there was no results for this story. But here it is. From Redacted, someone that's not as highly seen as the other mainstream outlets, but I think by normal, regular people, this is probably more respected than
Macron's wife is
many
actually
other
a
outlets.
man who transitioned. I think she later came out and said it's actually his father. His father went away, transitioned to a female, came back, and so who knows how crazy it gets. I just do know, as crazy as that all sounds, now that she's...
Well, then you got Macron's wife beating him up in public. And yeah. I've seen the video of her like at events. That's a man. I mean, boiling around. Woman can't fake that.
I don't want to, But what is interesting,
in my opinion, and they would assume me. Go ahead. Good luck. There's a lot around the block, bitches. But the point is that yeah. So here's my deal. I don't.
No. There's one last thing I want to hit
there's
about
so
that.
much I can prove, but I'm just saying it's great. So you're saying. This is real, what Candace is saying so far.
But before I hit that, yes, it is real. But it is odd that Macron's wife, while suing Candace, and she's saying, I'll have expert gynecologists do this and that and the other, and I'll have people testify about where I was when, and she'll do all these things. And Candace is saying, how about we just do a cheek swab? Take 5 minutes. This way, just take a cheek swab. We'll get some NDA, DNA, and if I'm wrong, I'll say...
Yeah, just go into a mainline clinic, do it right there.
5 minutes, it could be all over.
Won't do it.
That's pretty suspicious. That's like Georgia fighting for 5 years.
Have you seen the footage, like she's... where Macron's wife is like literally stomping around, yelling at people? A woman can't fake that. Everybody wants me to get into this.
Shit, I didn't realize my mic was off. Divided Fed approves third rate cut. Sees slower pace ahead. I said more than that, but I don't care anymore.
You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point.
A tipping point? Folks, that might be the understatement of the year, because while the media is obsessing over clickbait and manufactured outrage, NATO's worst nightmare is quietly becoming reality, and the technocratic control of the United States under Palantir and Peter Thiel and all of those guys is happening in real time. And yes, everything is changing right before our eyes. I'm going to show you exactly how this is unfolding. So over the past 48 hours, I received exclusive information from sources, information that has not been reported anywhere else. And here it is, that 2 Russian nuclear submarines have arrived off the coast of Venezuela. And more are on their way. This is in addition to the Russian battleships and cruisers, which have already headed to the region, and that has been reported. Let that sink in. These are not patrol ships. These are not advisors. These are nuclear submarines. And if you understand Russia's nuclear submarine fleet right now, this should set off alarms, because Russia's undersea nuclear capability is not just competitive with the United States, it's blowing us away. It surpasses us in several key areas, in size, in stealth, innovation. Their 2 new style submarines are the apex predators of the ocean right now, and we can't compete. And they are parked right now in our hemisphere. Why? Because something much bigger is happening behind the scenes, something Washington and Brussels don't want to talk about. They keep talking around it, but we're going to talk straight at it today. And here it is. Last week, President Trump quietly unveiled what insiders are now calling the Trump Doctrine. You could call it the Trump Corollary. It's a seismic rewriting of the U.S. grand strategy that effectively ends the unipolar order that America has dominated since 1945. The U.S. as the reserve currency, as the superpower. Gone. Trump just declared it. Dare I say that this is a game changer? You probably didn't hear about it because the media totally ignored it, completely actually. But Europe heard it, China heard it, Russia definitely heard it, hence the submarines. And Trump told the truth, that NATO never once spoken out loud. There are now 3 great powers in the world: the United States, China, and Russia. That's it. Europe, according to Trump's own national security team, Europe will cease to be relevant within 20 years. Their entire civilization changed forever. This isn't me saying this. This is the Trump administration's official view, written down in a new doctrine. Trump's new strategy document essentially stunned the mainstream by bluntly stating that Europe faces a civilizational collapse, and it will be done, finished in 20 years. And of course, that means the death of NATO, a fossil that no longer is relevant. Colonel Douglas Macgregor reacted to this on our show earlier this week by saying bluntly that NATO is dead. Watch.
NATO is disintegrating. We're trying to maintain this facade that such an alliance actually existed as meaningful. But if you look at Berlin right now and Germany is like a volcano that is beginning to erupt.
This is the real world now, and Trump, unlike the neocons, is acknowledging it. So let's talk about Venezuela, because what you're being told is the sanitized version of what's happening there. You're told it's about narco-terrorism. That's a lie, of course, as we've debunked. So if you go one layer deeper, you probably think, oh, then it's about oil. But it's not even about that. You're told, oh, it's about Maduro. It's not about that either. Oh, it's about restoring democracy. Nope, it's not that. The real story that no insiders want to talk about is this. China is deeply entwined in Venezuela. China built the refineries. China built the infrastructure. They're building ports all through Latin America. China refines 30% of Venezuela's oil just off the coast in the Orinoco Belt. So yes, it's about oil, but it's about China's influence in our hemisphere, full stop. And Trump's new doctrine is a blunt reassertion of the Monroe Doctrine. The Western Hemisphere belongs to us, not Beijing. And the moment Trump publicly rolled out this new strategy, guess who showed up? Russia sent nuclear submarines to Venezuela to say, hey, we're here too, and you don't get to box us out. Are we playing this game? And what sources are telling me right now is that these 3 superpowers are shifting everything. Trump's own documents now say China is not an enemy, they're an economic competitor. The new Trump doctrine says we're done being the cops of the world, essentially. It says Taiwan, yeah, it's important, but it's not important if other countries aren't going to pay their fair share to actually assist in the defense of Taiwan, like Europe. In other words, Trump is saying, we're going to start keeping our eyes on our own paper, and you'd better start doing the same. because we're not going to pay for it anymore. Now, the Trump doctrine isn't just anti-China. It also sidelines Moscow in a big way. It says America is no longer trying to run the entire planet, only its own hemisphere. Fortress America, essentially. And this is where the concerns about a technocratic rise in America come into play, right? It's for our security that we need to have all this biometric scanning and surveillance under Palantir. So we're going to see how that part unfolds. But if Trump can pull this off, it's going to piss off a lot of war hawks at NATO who want us to go to war with Russia, who want us to invade Venezuela, who want us to keep bombing Somalia and the Houthis in Yemen. This is a massive shift, the biggest since 1945. From a global policeman to a continental superstate. Can we pull it off? That means enormous opportunities here at home if this happens. You can already see it in construction and manufacturing. The demand for electrical engineers in this country is off the charts. Forget those like little bloggers that sit on a beach and write like travel blogs. No. What America needs now are real people that know how to do real jobs. Trump has essentially admitted something the political class never wanted to say out loud, that tariffs alone have not stopped China. The supply chain still sits in Asia, and our entire manufacturing base is hollowed out and gone. So now he's doing something much more radical. He's cutting off the hemisphere, a sealed economic and military wall, a fortified hemisphere, a return to pre-World War II strategic thinking, which we had in the United States, but on steroids.
I'm going to stop it right there. We watched about 6 minutes. It's got another, 13 or so minutes left. So apparently Patrick Byrne, is that his name? Yeah, Patrick Byrne has exclusively revealed that he has worked as a high-level CIA operative for over 30 years. This is the Overstock CEO. And he claims that he was a super spy. I don't know if that was the exact words, but basically a super spy is having a spy as a higher up position in a company, and he's the CEO, so that kind of makes you wonder a little bit, doesn't it? How many other CIA CEOs in different companies might exist? Makes you really start to kind of question and rethink how everything works. But he admitted to it. I watched it live while it was on Alex Jones' show. I might have been late to the party, but this was the day I stopped taking Tim Cass seriously. Stop taking Tim Cass seriously. That's what I meant to say. Israel has literally never done anything wrong because Israel is the nexus of morality. Whether it is good is simply based on whether Israel does it. If Israel does it, it is good. I had someone else also say that he could be sarcastic here, but just reading this plainly, if you don't add sarcasm, it does look like it says the wrong thing. I don't know if Dr. Simon Godek doesn't understand sarcasm, but it is a little bit bare. It doesn't tell you that it's sarcastic, so maybe it is a IQ test. Sometimes I'll use sarcasm as an IQ test, just to see if people will take me seriously. But I don't know. There's lots of videos kind of showing that Tim Pool might have been very favorable towards Israel. I think I covered something earlier too. I can't remember now. We're going to start this game before too long. I'm scrolling the wrong way. What is this? Not who I expected. Oh yeah. Well, this is good. We got RFK over here, and we got this chick talking about trying to impeach RFK. You heard that correctly. Rep. Holly Stevens says, today I formally introduce articles of impeachment against Robert F. Kennedy Jr. RFK Jr. has turned his back on science and the safety of American people. Michiganders cannot take another day.
RFK Jr. has got to go. Today I introduced articles of impeachment to remove him from office. RFK Jr. has turned his back on science.
Why does she talk like? Oh wait, yeah, I forget that Michiganders have weird voices. I can't really do it that well.
On public health.
in
and
public
of the American
health.
people. Under his watch, families are less safe. Healthcare costs are skyrocketing, and life-saving research, including right here in Michigan, is being gutted.
That's such a horrible accent. I hate it.
Is the biggest self-created threat to our health and safety.
Health.
I cannot and I will not stand by while one man dismantles decades of
It's like
medical
W's and
progress.
L's.
Enough is enough, and that
Enough
is why I'm
is
pushing to
enough.
impeach RFK Jr. to hold him accountable and to protect the health, safety, and future of every Michigander. Because our health, our science, and our future.
What are you talking
worth
about?
fighting for.
All right, whatever. HHS Sec RFK Jr. delivers on Maha Big Time, $700 million redirected to regenerative agriculture. Fewer pesticides, healthier soil, more nutrients. What is she talking about? For the COVID stuff? I have no clue. Quote, with soil health comes nutrient density.
This is the fulfillment of a promise that we made in the Maha Report. The Maha Report, which we released 2.5 months ago, has 120 recommendations for how to transition, how to eliminate the chronic disease epidemic and transition to a healthier America. And among those promises, among the recommendations of the report, was the promise to make it easier for farmers in this country, to give them an off-ramp. Farmers who are dependent on inputs, on chemical and fertilizer inputs, to give them an off-ramp where they can transition to a model that emphasizes soil health, and with soil health comes nutrient density. And without coercion, through voluntary action, to give them good incentives to do well by doing good for themselves, for our children, and for the country. I'm very, very happy to have as a partner in this endeavor Brooke Rollins. I've been working on farm issues for 30 years, and this is the first USDA secretary who I believe is really committed to giving us, we already have the healthiest food supply in the world, to making a food supply that's even healthier, that's going to sustain, again, a transition to a much healthier America for our children. I also want to thank these farmers who are inspiring, and they're inspiring to the farm community, to all of us who care about good health, about sustainability on the farm, about water retention, about soil retention, about the health of farmers themselves who are concerned about the health of their children from too many chemicals on the land. And they have given us models. Some of these are 5th, 6th, 7th generation farmers, and they provided us models for how to do this and how to do it in a way that vertically integrates, that preserves profit margins, and that dramatically reduces inputs.
Kim Iverson exposes the humiliating moment. Tim Pool's staff admitted they are forced to be pro-Israel to please their donors.
That was my suspicion, only because there were some weird moments when I was over there that when I mentioned something about Israel-Palestine and his staff, not him, but his staff, he wasn't in the room, was very quick to be like, we're pro-Israel. We're really pro-Israel. We're pro-Israel. And I just thought that was such an odd reaction. And it was clearly coming from a place of we're owned and we're being told to say this. I mean, that's what it wasn't like a natural point in the conversation. It was like, oh, no, we're pro-Israel. We're pro-Israel. Like they've been told you must be pro-Israel. That's what it felt like to me. And that's just, going on my feelings. And then there have been some other little things like some Daily Wire paraphernalia, like mugs and things that have been around there. So I thought maybe that's what was, that they were somewhat funded or part of the Daily Wire ecosystem, even though not officially on their site as one of their shows, but part of their ecosystem, which other platforms have done that before. I believe the Young Turks has done some deals kind of like that, where they're you're a part of them, but not really. I think that even MSNBC has done that with some shows online that seem independent, but they're actually affiliated with MSNBC. So, that has been my thinking. But with Daily Wire having some struggles, maybe they don't have the money for Tim, and maybe Tim is experiencing some financial trouble, and now he wants to try to gin up some scare tactics. And the way to do it, to get people intrigued, do you think, or to get people on your side and to support you, is to be like, look, my life is under threat, and it's all Candace Owens' fault, and she's causing me death threats and shootings at my house and people being beat up, and it's all her fault. It's all her fault. It's all her fault. I just don't know if anybody's really actually buying it. I don't know if this strategy is actually working, but it's an interesting one, to claim harassment and threats. But I think the only way you can actually get away with saying and have it be even remotely believable of saying, I'm being threatened and targeted is if you're speaking up against the establishment. And Tim doesn't anymore. He falls right in line. He goes to those Chatham House rules meetings with Netanyahu, and he goes and he falls in line with Israel, and he falls in line with the establishment narrative. And so, people sell out for money all the time when they need money, and they go to the establishment narrative in order to do it. And, so it's not really viable to sit there and be like, oh, no, I'm under threat when you're like totally the establishment lackey.
And Tim Pool used to have a lot of protection from independent journalists up until this point. It's actually very fascinating to me, the cultural shift. As soon as this happened, I feel like his numbers were already kind of waning anyways, just through kind of popping in on a show every now and again just to see, how fast the chat is moving and, how many possible viewers are actually watching at a given moment. It went down significantly lately, I noticed. I noticed he had been a little bit more pro-Israel at different points here and there. Seems like they'd always tried to avoid a lot of the topics. At least it seems. I can't really remember too many times that they did talk about it, except for like maybe the video I showed last night of Ian Crossland talking about USS Liberty, I believe it was. And Tim Pool kind of stepped in abruptly and cut them off before he could really talk about it too far. Now, the video was dramatized a little bit to add humor, but I think I might have even seen that particular episode. I don't even watch Tim Pool that much, but it does seem like I pop in on a lot of the more popular episodes or something. Either way, Erica Kirk has declared war on Candace Owens, calling her claims a mind virus and accusing her of attacking Turning Point.
On that. Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want, go down that rabbit hole, whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
I have to say it. I've never seen you like this.
No, this is righteous anger because this is not okay. It's not healthy. This is a mind virus. Yes, I believe in our judicial system. I do. We have a hell of a team working on this. Excuse my French. But this is not okay.
So you want to put these people back in the box where they've been creeping from?
I don't care what box you're in. But just know that your words are very powerful, and we are human. My team are not machines, and they're not robots. They are human. We have more death threats on our team and our side than I have ever seen. I have kidnapping threats. You name it, we have it. And my poor team is exhausted. And every time they bring this back up, what are we supposed to do? Relive that trauma all over again? They watched my husband get murdered. I have no idea how I would have reacted if I was there that day. And thank the good Lord that I did not have to see that happen. But my team, they are rocked to the core. So why every single day do they have to be dragged through the mud, analyzed, hyper-analyzed?
The conspiracies that are out there, all of the like, Do you think
You see him?
that
He's
there
like
is more
slowly
of it now
panting,
because you do shine your
pacing
light?
around
I mean,
them.
did people just expect you would just go away?
I don't know what they expected.
It's kind of
I don't know what
rocky.
they
You can tell
expected.
it's being
They
held.
pick on you because of your accessories. I mean, I've seen some of it.
Oh yeah, no. At this point, it's what the conspiracy collection. Get it before Christmas.
After I notice it, it's kind of making me sick.
Seriously, if you want
I'm
to
like,
find and
"Bleh."
pick me apart, go right ahead. I do not care. I
Motion
don't.
sickness.
This was happening before Charlie was murdered. Both of us have been through the ringer of people will call you whatever they want to call you.
Okay. Anyways, let's talk about Nick Fuentes. Apparently, people are finding some older clips from him, and he's saying some odd things. I'll just leave it at that.
Groypers or groomers? So over the past several months, I've shared a few of Nick Fuentes' videos because I agree with a lot of his stand.
I'll make this bigger.
Groypers or groomers? So over the past several months, I've shared a few of Nick Fuentes' videos because I agree with a lot of his stances on like Israel, the current condition of the United States of America. I agree with. But this video you're about to see is beyond disturbing, and it's a line as a society that we have agreed we're not going to cross. It's not out of context. I found other videos that support the original video. Can't with this. Like, I'm sorry, I can't. Not any of this.
Same thing goes with women. I don't want to turn 30 and find some 20-year-old, 29-year-old woman that I have something in common with, and it's like, hey, properly aged, like wine. Women don't age like wine, they age like milk. They don't age like wine. That's not how their hormones work. That's not how they work. Yeah, I gotta find my 16-year-old wife. Let's say I get married to a 18-year-old now. 6-year age difference. When I turn 40, she's gonna be 34. Ew. What if I'm 30 and she's 16? 14-year age difference. Then now we're talking here. Now we're cooking with gas. I want a 16-year-old who's untouched, pristine, untouched, uncorrupted, innocent. That's what we all want. I think the age of consent should be lower. I don't even really believe in the concept. I'm banning people. If you're telling me to stop, you're gone. Bye. Fuck you. I'm out here free thinking, okay? And if I've got weird sexual interests...
children.
Well, they're hotter. Based. Let's fucking go. That's why we love them.
Anyways, do you consider Chris Hansen a hero? I grew up with this guy, so I consider him a hero.
He's like the pedo catcher guy. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, certainly some of that can be considered heroic, but I've said this before, the pedo catcher stuff, a lot of it I really think is a grift, and a lot of it I think is just hysteria. What you tend to see with the pedo catchers is a lot of the people that they catch are just like disgusting, ugly freaks. And then a catfish, and okay, obviously it's super bad if they're like under the age of 15, let's say, because that's like prepubescent. But if there's like a 15-year-old, someone who purports to be like 15 and is really attractive, and they're giving a really disgusting freak a lot of attention, you have to wonder, like, is that person a pedophile?
Yeah, so Nick, this isn't thought leader type material, bud. Like at all. Like this is like hard drive check aisle 5 for Fuentes type material. But you actually believe this. You're promoting this on your channel to millions of people, and it's disgusting. You need to repent, Nick. This is the line that we don't cross in America. Being America first means that we need to protect the most vulnerable among us, which is our children, Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, those are not the best comments from Nick. Definitely don't agree with them myself. But it's, I don't know, sometimes he does make weird off-color jokes. I'm not trying to defend him. It's just more or less, I do know how younger guys are. They try to test boundaries and they try to say extreme things to offset, people in the room, whether to make them uncomfortable or to make a joke or whatever. I mean, guys can do it for different reasons. To intimidate, whatever. like I said, I'm not trying to defend him. It's just more or less I know how guys are, and sometimes they might not mean what they say whenever they say stuff like that. But at the same time, it does not age well into the future. I know I've said some things in the past that I probably would regret, especially if it's on camera. I mean, I know they weren't on camera as far as I know, but you know, I don't know. It's one of those weird things where it's just kind of like if you are outspoken on what you say, I feel like there is a point in time where people will expose, things that you did say over time. And I mean, it can come back to bite you. Sometimes it can come back to vindicate you. Especially if you didn't say anything wrong, and then you can kind of stand on it and you'll be like, actually, you know what? I still agree with what I say. And the weird thing about Nick is that he usually does try to agree with like the old things that he says. That's probably why I condemn it the most. But there's an old video of Nick at the January 6th rally or Day of Detriment, whatever you want to call it. I don't remember what people named it actually. It feels like it's such old news now that, I don't know. It feels so long ago, it's just kind of crazy. But yeah, Nick Fuentes was actually at the J6 rally, and he seems to be inciting people to go inside the Capitol, which, got a lot of people arrested. Now, he didn't tell them to do anything violent or anything like that, so I guess on those regards, but I don't know. Well, just listen to the video and you can make up your own mind here. Let's make this even bigger. I'll watch it one more time.
Keep moving towards the Capitol. It appears we are taking the Capitol back. Keep marching until relent, never relent. Yeah! Break down the barriers and disregard the police. This Capitol belongs to us now.
He said disregard the police. Disregard the police. Now, it's all borderline language, if you ask me. I think that borderline, and I don't know if I should use the word violent, but borderline insightful. Insightful towards action, I think, is probably a better way to put it. I think is allowed. Now, disregarding the police and everything, it's a little bit of a stretch. I don't think you can incite illegal things. Like, let's just say if you were to incite violence against property, vandalism, like inciting to destroy a statue. I mean, as far as I'm aware, you can't destroy government property. You can't destroy, I don't know. We really, we've really crossed a lot of red lines over the past 10 years. I'm actually kind of surprised now. Like, I look back on it and I'm just like, wow, it really has been 10 years since the whole campaign with Trump began. It's about to be 2026. We're about to hit that 10-year mark. And I feel like I've been through a war. Anyways, I want to finish this video and get to this game here soon.
Politicians don't relax.
One more time. It's just a minute long. What did he say there? Something, something out of the people's house. I don't know what those first two words were. But yeah, I don't want to read off this entire thing, but I thought this was an interesting post under Ian Carroll's show. I think in the comment section. Is it Jose Caruso? I've talked to her a couple times, like in different comment sections. She posted this, and it talks about, I guess, the supposed where he gets a lot of his clicks from. I'm not taking part in any back and forth against Nick because there's a large part that I do support, from what Nick says, but there's, I guess, the growing number of things that I don't support with Nick is why I kind of wanted to cover this particular facet of Nick. I mean, I just think it is good to show both sides of someone whenever you are trying to characterize them. And over the past few weeks, I've been showing a lot of positive things coming out of Nick, but I guess more of things that I agree with. But I think it is, good to show. And I mean, it is along with the same timing that he does seem to want to carry the water for the FBI for the Charlie Kirk assassination, the official narrative that is. I've been strongly opposed to it, so it is very interesting. This one particular character that's very against Israel just so happens to be very, very pro-FBI narrative. But anyways, just to kind of attach that to this, Ian Carroll says Nick Fuentes is either retarded or scared, apparently. 2-hour video full of evidence. That's not evidence. Let me name call instead. Are these the words of someone interested in truth, or are these the words of someone interested in power and politics? Only more and more sus. Nick goes off on an ankle biter. Ian Carroll and says he is going to have to end up doing a video debunking their narrative.
Evidence. Why not respond to it? You ask for evidence and now say you're not keeping an open mind. A lot of your fans are banned and muted in chat for disagreeing about Charlie. Not a good look. If you believe in next stop of 3206, then contend with the arguments. Has open to do a live stream.
You're an idiot. He's an idiot. And he's a small fry compared to me. I'll debate Candace Owens about it. I'm not debating him. He's an ankle biter. The only reason he did a video about me, it's so typical. I did a 1-minute clip responding. He said, oh boy. And then he did a 2-hour video clip farming me. Fuck you. Fuck him. There is no what's the evidence? Well, the bullet could never do that. That's not evidence. 1. 2, there are many ballistics experts that disagree. J.F. Garaipi did a 1-hour video about it. There's a number of other ammunition sellers and other ballistics experts that have said the same thing. Okay. And Ian Carroll's not a ballistics expert. He goes on and says, well, some hunter shot a thing from 100 feet away, so that's not evidence. The problem is you don't understand formal logic. You don't understand rationality. So for you, this kind of vague insinuation, I feel like something's off here. You register that as evidence. That's not evidence. Oh, okay. A big bullet didn't do a thing? No, okay. And you register that like that's an argument. That's not an argument. You need a postulate. You need a hypothesis. You need a theory, a conjecture. You have none of that. You're not even an expert in the subject. You have no expertise. There is no forensic evidence. You have this, first of all, you're a completely ignorant person, and then it's just this vague, oh, okay, yeah, I guess a giant bullet didn't leave an exit wound. What you don't understand is that bullets do. When a bullet enters skin, it can change the trajectory of a bullet. It can alter its velocity. It can change direction because skin is very elastic. And you're not a physicist, and neither am I, and you're not a ballistics expert, and neither am I. So for a complete amateur to go and say, big bullet didn't do this, okay. That's not proof of anything. And by the way, what would that even be proof of? What would that be proof of? So you're insinuating a 30-06 will always have an exit wound or blow up a guy's head. If it didn't, it must have been a different bullet. So what did the FBI and France and Israel do? They brought the wrong gun? Seriously, what's the alternative theory? So there's a second shooter that shot him with the smaller caliber bullet, and when France planted the rifle in the Palantir Woods, they got the wrong rifle? Why did they do that? So this is a multi-agency, multilateral conspiracy involving French intelligence, Israeli intelligence, the FBI. The FBI produced the weapon. The FBI discovered the weapon. They produced it. They released photographs of it in concert with the Egyptian military that deployed their shooters. There's Israeli phones there. And they got the wrong gun? They matched the wrong gun to the wrong bullet? How does that even make sense? It's a 3-agency conspiracy, but they brought the wrong rifle? And how did they do that? They picked one at random? What kind of bullet did they shoot him with? A handgun? Why didn't they leave a handgun in the woods? It doesn't make any sense, your theory.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just going to stop it right there. He's just throwing a lot of straw men's out there. I guess he doesn't know that, like, one of the theorized rounds was like a 22. There are rifles that shoot 22s, 22 rounds. I don't know why he doesn't know that, but I mean, he is kind of young. The only reason I give Nick any type of leeway is because he is young. I know that's probably hard to understand for some people, but it's just like, there's lots of arrogance in the youth. We all know this. We were all arrogant, especially probably in our early 20s, coming into adulthood. We're all trying to act like adults, so we're trying to be, strong for ourselves. But, Nick is no different. He's also shown that he is not a complete, I guess, non-pushover. He is kind of sensitive. He is kind of he is kind of small. He doesn't work out, from what I understand. I mean, maybe he's starting to, but I mean, from what I've heard, he doesn't. He's not a big guy. He's about average size. I think he said he's like 5'9" or something, which is not too tall or too short. Anyways, Ian Carroll, I'm going to cover this video and we're going to jump into the game. Red Pill Media says, and I probably shouldn't even read this, but I'm going to anyways. I was a fan of Ian Carroll for the last 6 months, but insinuating that Nick is a federal agent is an unforgivable low. I don't think so. I think there's plenty of room to call anybody a Fed right now. I've been called a Fed before, and I'm just like, dude, I'm not even popular. Why would you even like... I don't know, it was just like, it was random, like, coming from the guy. And then I started to kind of think about it more. I was like, you know what? He was trying to get me to go to the FBI office here in Tennessee, that kind of sounds like something a Fed would try to do. I don't know. I won't name any names, but it was kind of interesting being called that, but he was trying to get me to go to the FBI agency headquarters here in Tennessee, which, yeah. Anyways, I don't want to get into it. It's just funny now, reflecting on it, but I digress. He's calling Nick, I guess, a Fed in this video. This is from a few days ago.
And I saw Ian Carroll came out today on a live stream pleading with me to join in on the conspiracy. If you think that, I feel sorry for you. Because you are retarded.
Actually, Nick, I wasn't pleading with you to join in on anything. I was asking or encouraging you to clarify your position on this whole thing. And oh boy, did you clarify it. And I suppose the only way that I can put it is that you clarified that you stand firmly with the Fed slop narrative, that Tyler Robinson is the guy. And Tyler Robinson alone apparently murdered Charlie Kirk. And honestly, like, I wasn't trying to call you a Fed. I wasn't trying to shit on you. I was trying to actually be quite gracious and quite kind. I praised you multiple times throughout that segment. But in the spirit of your response, in the spirit of calling people retarded who have been going through the evidence for months, where I have seen you produce zero, I thought that I would put it all very plain and very clear for you, Nick, where if you want to see the evidence, I'm about to show you a whole bunch of evidence. And I'm also going to go through your response and just break down how weird and fucking, honestly, Fed-coded it is. Your response read a lot like a Snopes article. And it was very uncomfortable to watch because I was not expecting it to be quite that. So, real quick, because this is the internet, we'll start with a quick cut of the whole thing, the evidence. And then we'll get into your response and breaking that down. And then we'll get into all the evidence step by step in one long go.
This is just a clip, by the way.
This is going to be fun.
I was hoping he was going to put some more in this video, but yeah, I guess if you want to go click on this link to the actual video, you can go check out that video. I'm going to play this, and then, yeah, we'll jump into the game. I know I said we were going to jump into the game right after.
You're on the record talking about, quote, non-human life forms that could be interdimensional beings who are visiting us. Can you just explain more to people at home what that might mean?
Yeah, so that's definitely a mouthful, but that is directly based on information that we've received from witnesses, also information that we have obtained and witnessed via our investigations. There's some stuff that I can't disclose of what I have immediately seen in some of these skiffs, but what I will tell you is this is not just some crazy conspiracy theory. Obviously, there's been massive reporting, not just in the United States, but around the world. And this is something that I think everyone kind of, has always had some curiosity about. We're just simply asking the questions.
Yeah, you're on the record talking about.
Also, I want to add real quick, there's two counter arguments. If you want to go check those out on my. Wait, actually, I didn't post these. I'm going to post these real quick. But this video right here is explaining from Nick why he wasn't charged for anything for J6. So since we watched that one video earlier, I'm not going to play this. I mean, I've already started the game now, and I kind of want to jump in as soon as it starts. I don't know, we could play a little bit. I won't play all of it, it's 8 minutes.
Now, to soak in where I am, look at this location in context of where the Capitol building is. Now, if you look and pay attention, on the Capitol complex, I was right here at the, I think it's called the Circle of Peace. I was right here giving that speech. And if you look it up, the Peace Circle. This is the Peace Circle. That is the statue where I gave the speech. Now, look at the picture here. Okay, you can see this is the Peace Circle. This is the video.
That is the statue where I was. It's the same statue. Now, if you look at a map, it is 500 feet from the Capitol building. 500 feet from where the building actually is. Now, everybody that got arrested, either two or three things were true about them. There were close to 2,000 people that got charged on January 6th, and one of three things was true about all of them. They were either charged with trespassing because they were on restricted grounds. They were charged with some form of violence or vandalism because of an altercation with media or police, or they broke something. Or third, they were involved in a militia. Out of 2,000 defendants, one of those things is true about all of them. The yellow line is where the barricades were. I was not on restricted grounds. These are the restricted grounds. I was not on them. I was 500 feet from the building. When I said take down the barricades, disregard the police, I was talking about the barricades on the lawn here. And by the way, nobody on the lawn even got charged. Nobody that was on the lawn got charged for being on the lawn. There were thousands of people on the lawn. People got charged for being inside the building, being in the threshold. They got charged if they beat up cops, broke stuff, or they got charged because they were either in the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, or the Three Percenters. I didn't fight with cops or break anything. I wasn't in a militia. I wasn't on restricted grounds. 500 feet from the building. Now, something else happened after that. So I gave the speech. I wasn't on restricted grounds. And by the way, I was with a group of about 20 people. Not one of them got charged because I led them away from the Capitol. And the people there, they could testify to this or not. But the guy that was standing next to me, all of them. Vince James was right here. He did not get charged. This doofus was here. He did not get charged. This guy was here. He did not get charged. This guy was there. He did not get charged. I'm sorry, I don't have let me go back. I don't have it in front of me. Vince James here, not charged. Doofus did not get charged. This guy. None of these people got charged. And that's because I was with the group walking to the Capitol. I gave the speech. And then I said, this is getting hairy. This is getting dicey. Tear gas started coming down. I said, let's get out of here. We all left. So this idea that I was ordering people into the Capitol, not true. Not true at all. Everybody that was with me did not get charged. I led people away from the Capitol. But that's what happened. Now, I want to go through some of the other evidence. Maybe this will be more compelling. So as I said, out of 2,000 January 6 defendants, they all had one among three things in common. They were either one, on protected or, restricted Capitol grounds, which I was not. They were two, vandalizing infrastructure or fighting with cops and media, which I was not. Or three, they were members of the Oath Keepers, Proud Boys, or Three Percenters. Every single one had one of those things going on except me. People retort, and they say, well, what about Brandon Straka? They say, Brandon Straka, well, he was charged, but he also was not in the militia, also did not fight with the police, also was not inside the building. So what do you have to say about that?
I'm just going to stop it right there. You kind of get the gist. He's, making the argument that anybody around him was not arrested past a certain point. And I guess other people had militia ties. But I don't really think militia ties are a good reason to arrest someone. It doesn't mean that you're going to do something violent. Militia ties are completely legal under the Constitution. So, that doesn't really make a lot of sense if you ask me. Also, last but not least, today the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Homeland Security Investigations, and the United States Coast Guard, with support from the Department of War, executed a seizure warrant for a crude oil tanker used to transport sanctioned oil from Venezuela and Iran. For multiple years, the oil tanker has been sanctioned by the United States due to its involvement in an illicit oil shipping network supporting foreign terrorists or organizations. This seizure, completed off the coast of Venezuela, was conducted safely and securely, and our investigation alongside the Department of Homeland Security to prevent the transport of sanctioned oil continues. Guess it's ours now, huh? Guess you can bring those oil prices down, huh? Anyways. Let's start this game. Enough is enough. Get this crap off my screen. Oops. Wrong screen. There we go. Okay. I want some music. I need to turn it up. Where's the base at? What did I do? I'm online. Taking a long time to load. There it goes. The hell? The hell's that? Am I online? What is that? Who is that guy? Why is he glowing green? Am I online? I don't know how to access the other menu. I'm on a mission right now. Where's she at? Is it pinned? Okay. We got us a helicopter nearby. One second. Closing out any unnecessary programs. Might need to restart the game real quick. Where's the main menu at? There it is. I'll fix this real quick. Just gonna go straight into the game. Timeless travel. That's the name of this song. Alright, much better. Much, much better. Oh yeah, looks better too. I remember I let. Oh, okay. Just now saw that helicopter. Remember I had a black helicopter, but I'll take a white helicopter. I'm not prejudiced. Oh, no, 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 no. Get off. Get off. Drive. Oops. I'll fly this thing again. Okay. I was like scared to pull the trigger. Hey, wait. How am I supposed to get here? There's a mission here. What is that? Oh. She's here? Why didn't anybody tell me? I thought there's like something else on the map. I don't know. What? Who's yelling? It's not angry. It's in the same damn house that I started in. Don't laugh at me, guys. I can't help I'm retarded. Sometimes you just realize a little too late in life.
What the hell, Paula? You're going with Brute Squad? Back to Skell? You used my work to kill 30 people.
Yeah, you bitch.
Jay Skell is a
I'm just kidding. She looks lovely. Except those, except for those tattoos.
I turned myself into the person.
I don't know. They're kind of cute too.
You're just giving up? No, I'm choosing my battles. Ready to go? Wait, please, Sentinel. We found out that they have 3 of your batteries. They've learned how to turn them into explosives. They have lots of explosives. These batteries are
She's
tiny.
tiny compared to my character. My character's like 7 foot tall.
Sentinel plans to set them off in the entertainment district to frame us. False flag operations. Definitely sounds like Stone. Yeah. Stay. And we can fix this together. No. Tell me where they are, and I will fix this. Fine. Not without me. And I know where the schematics are. I want to destroy them.
Oh, yeah? Get out of the way. She's trying to do something, I think. Oh. Am I following you? Or are you following me? Escort Maduro to the helicopter. Okay. I thought she said follow me. Oh, where did that helicopter come from? Oh, hell yeah. Dude. That's badass. They've got Apache on steroids. I don't see any missiles, though. Oh, wait. I don't know. Might be a fuel tank. Get in the helicopter. Oh, I get in the helicopter. Do I drive it? Yeah. Get out of the way. Hell yeah! Dude, this thing's fast.
Once upon a time, after that cargo ship sank and Duro went dark, my unit was sent in to recon the Big Island. Our
Don't
chopper
get right of the
got
water.
taken out by terrorists. There are a few more of us around the island, but we're outnumbered and outgunned. There's a saying about paratroopers. definition every time they jump in. They're surrounded. Yeah. Are things gonna be cool between you and Jace?
Wait. Which one am I going towards? I just realized I have 2 things on the map. Oh, okay. Guess we're going towards that one. I'm not faced towards it though. See? That's why I check. How do I use the guns? Oh shit. What did I shoot? Shot something. Hopefully I'm not wasting ammo. I don't know. Who's behind me? Oh, I got him. Got him. Oh. I can't remember if I can, Oh, it does heal on its own. Good. I was getting worried for a second. I was like, I think I'm gonna have to land this. Got him. Got it. Ooh. That hit me from. Oh, shit. Oh, fucking A. Damn. Hit the mountain. Oh, no, 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 no. Get out, get out, get out. Get out. Don't let me out. Get out. Why does it not let me out? I can't get out. Am I alive? I think I'm still alive, but I can't get out. How do I get out? It wouldn't let me out. Well, son of a bitch. I ended up killing myself, man. I should have just landed it, or just hovered there for a minute, let it heal. Damn it. Alright, come on. You coming? Get in. Hurry up.
I'm just traveling alone, like everybody else.
Alright, now that I have the hang of this thing,
cargo ship sank and Duro went dark. My unit was sent here to recon the Big Island.
The first time I was shooting it, I didn't think it was shooting anything.
There are a few more of us.
I guess the missiles move so fast you can't see them. That or it's a glitch, I don't know.
There's a saying about paratroopers. By definition, every time they jump in, they're surrounded.
Lost some people.
Yeah. Are things gonna be cool between you and Jace?
I don't know.
Then mind your damn business. I don't even have to fly this slow, I just want to. I just feel like it's cooler whenever you fly this slow. Oh shit, I got somebody behind me. Guess we're gonna have to kill him. Oh shit, I flew right into it. That was stupid. Alright, now we go back in again. Got him. They can get him. Ah, damn it. Alright, pull back. Woo! Can't shoot me from that far, bitch. You can try though. Oh fuck, I got somebody else looking at me. Somebody else is looking at me. I don't know who. Got him. Got him. Another one down there, I just can't see him. Unless... Did I do it? Did I destroy it? I guess I did. Destroy the battery container and fuel storage. Oh, okay, that's it. So... Who's over here? I see you on the map. You on the ground somewhere? Where you at? Shoot at me. Like right below me somewhere. I don't know. There's something on the map, like blinking. Maybe I'm tripping. Oh shit. Who sees me? Who sees me? Seriously. Oh shit. Really? Hey! Oh, another one shot at me. What the hell? Bro, they keep shooting them. Oh, apparently I was doing the right thing. It says fly at a low altitude to avoid the SAMs. Oh, they got, first shot, I got it. I didn't even know that was it. Oh, wait. Lock faster. Shall we leave or fight them? I think I just need to leave. Stick to the mission. Alright. The only two. Check these guys out since he's following me. Parking a lock. Stay right here for a minute. Come up on me, bro. See, I was doing the right thing. Not only is it fun, it's the right thing. I don't like this island. It's got a bunch of cool buildings and structures. Really advanced tech. Pretty cool if you ask me. Wish we could have some of that tech. Alright, where am I going? Apparently I need to fly over this mountain. No, see it. It's that big red thing. Got it.
You sure you want to destroy the cybernetics? I simply got it.
Whoa! Who the fuck hit me? Let me out. Let me out. How do I get out of this thing? Oh, it let me out this time. Oh, who's shooting at me? Oh, he's shooting at me too. Fuck. Where's my other gun? No! Where's my other fucking thing? Wait, this is not the right gun. That would explain it.
Shooting!
Yeah. Why don't I have my frickin'... I need my, grenade launcher. I don't know why it's not in here. Switch out this. My grenade launcher. Is that it? Yeah. Do I have a better one? I know I had a cool shotgun sniper. That was pretty neat. I don't remember which one it is, but we need this right now. Ow! Chill. You guys at? I missed?
Combat drone's batteries drained. Could have used it right about now. Put a cake in it. Copy. Keep firing. Missiles hit.
Did I get him? Oh, he's going down. Nice.
Target hit.
Nice. Oh, I hit him twice. What's that down there? I think it's a robot. Damn, dude, they took down our fucking helicopter. We still have 2 more to go. Do I need to restart the mission? Fuck, dude. Oh shit, here it comes. Fucking A. Oh shit. Oh shit. We got drones.
Watch out, enemy backups are here.
Fuck, I'm out.
Scanning the area. Hostile, there.
Alright, use it. Fuck.
Hostile orders incoming. Enemy drone down.
Oh, LB. That's how you throw the grenades. Okay. Good job, guys. I didn't really help out that much.
Got a sniper. Watch out for mortars. Damn it! I'm friendly.
Who's shooting at me? Get out of the way. Get out of the way, fucker. Can't see him. Who's shooting mortars? I don't know, but I definitely was not supposed to lose my helicopter. I need it for like 3 other things. Can I restart this mission? I just don't think it's... Unless I'm able to find another helicopter. I don't know what to do. This menu is a little too complex for its own good. I'll restart the mission. Look at that. Turn the last checkpoint. Maybe that'll do it. Whoa. We get a green one now? Oh yeah. Do I have to do everything over again? Shit. I hate when it does that. I'm at. Oh, I think it kept my current spot. Okay. Stay on. Oh, dude! No effing way. Why is it so fragile? I was just gonna like fucking fly in between them, but... What the hell? Alright, let's not be stupid. I'm talking to myself. Damn it, get off the screen. What the hell? Get off the screen! Damn it, bro. So dumb. Why is it so fragile? So dumb. I'm not gonna fly anywhere near those things. Hopefully there's no Sams over here. I wasn't moving for a second. Huh. Is this the mansion? Fun Grandview Mansion. No, this is not it. Talk to the engineer. They're shooting at me already. I don't even know if I'm friendly. Who's behind me? There's a car behind me. Where is he? Ow! What the hell? Got him. Ow! Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh shit! Oh fuck, 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 fuck! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out now! Get out now! It's gonna blow up! Get out! Why doesn't it move? I guess I'm dead. Bro, what is up with these snipers? Snipers are more deadly than anything. I don't even think he hit me. He like hit some other part of the plane. It's a lot harder than I thought it'd be.
Take the ride. I'll find my own.
That's gotta be more serious. I'm just not taking it serious. Damn it, get in here, lady. What I gotta tell you to get in here? Dumbass.
Let's move.
Come on.
You go. I'll catch up.
Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Let's go for a ride. Dong ga dong 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 ga dong 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 ga dong 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 ga dong dong. I'm gonna be like a fucking raptor and I'm just gonna fucking plow through everybody. My rockets and shit. I wish this thing had like a, I don't know, a booster or something. Go a little bit faster. To be honest, I thought I was gonna like this helicopter, which I kinda do. But it is fragile as all get out. And I have some recommendations for the engineers. If they want to get serious, that is. Oh shit. Oh my god. You asshole. Where's it coming from? I don't see it. Yeah, I get that. I'm just trying to also avoid the fucking drones that are probably right below me, I think. Oh shit, it's still coming after me. How's that possible? Should probably fly this way. It might still be coming towards me. I'm not sure. Is it? I want to see it. Yeah, good. We're gonna come from this side. This side is more promising in my opinion. Okay, don't blow up the engineer. Got it. Did I already get everybody? I think I did. like a good spot if I ever found one. Just don't mortar my fucking place and it'll be okay. No. What's up, Chica?
Good. You're not hurt. Let's get you out of here.
I'm not going anywhere. And why should I be hurt?
You weren't Flycatcher's hostage?
Quite the contrary. It's rare to meet someone who actually values innovation. Rarer still that they're willing to provide fair compensation.
In other words, Flycatcher paid you to upgrade his drones. So what? To hell with all those innocent people who got caught in the middle?
Progress is a scale. In order for someone to gain, someone else has to lose. I'm just playing by the rules.
Progress isn't a zero-sum game.
I'm not discussing economics with a Cro-Magnon.
Well, the minute people got hurt, you stepped into a different game. And here, I make the rules. Now that we're talking about your life, you still want to play? Or do you want to tell me where Flycatcher is?
He's testing the new drones. Somewhere in Restricted Area 1. That's all I know.
You got a nice house. You gonna play some pool?
How's it going, Faye?
Who is saying that to me? Right. Don't flirt with the civilian. How do I get out of here? I'm like getting lost in her house. Muddy as fuck out here. Nice house in a muddy ass mountainous village place. Where's my helicopter at? Bro, it better not have disappeared. Okay, cool. I was about to freak out a little bit. How did you guys get here? You guys didn't get in the plane. I'm glad you're following. I'm glad I didn't have to tell you this time. Where are we going now? I'll have to go to the intel thingy. What do you want? Tell me to do something. Destroy the data servers. You say so. Am I in the helicopter? Hold up, I'm in the wrong seat. Why do you keep doing that, bro? You gotta drive. I didn't check the right thing? What is it talking about? Where's it at? Is it not in here? I'm looking for. Oh, flycatcher, okay. So many missions. It's kind of insane. I guess they gotta cover the whole map, don't they? Alright, I don't want to pin that yet. Let's keep it pinned on her. Finish this stuff up. Where'd it go? Hold up. Where are we going? Is this... I guess I was following the wrong mission. I don't know. I thought I was supposed to talk to some engineer or something. Oh, that was the engineer. Never mind. I'm retarded. I can't help it. I can't help it. Give me money to cure my retardation. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, destroying the data centers. Got one. Ooh, I hit that mountain.
Your life isn't over. Back to Erewhon. You have a drone tracking virus to build.
Damn it, bro. Keep hitting the fucking mountain. Got him. Where's my mission at? Right here, okay. Did I already get it? Good, good. Who's shooting at me? I heard something. Damn. Alright, get away from this place. I don't know what it wants me to do now. Erewhon is in Mount Hudson, okay. And... Oh, it's a place, okay. Man, they got little facilities everywhere, don't they? They all look expensive as fuck. To explain where all of our tax dollars are going. I wish I could play Wildlands. For some reason I won't let me play it. I was wanting to play it for the cartel stuff, but I mean, for whatever reason, the game keeps having problems every time I try to load it. Maybe I need to play it on my new computer. We're playing on my old computer tonight. She's strangely starting on, or like starting from the first button press this time. Has been the past few times, so it's kind of strange. It's almost like Israel got out of this laptop and is searching for my new laptop. Joking, but at the same time. Makes you kind of wonder. Is there a landing zone? Oh, that's all I get. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough. It looks smaller from High up. There we go. Just taking the flowers, I guess. She likes flowers. I don't know a girl who doesn't. What's up, babe? Where's she at? What are you doing, lady? Do I have to tell her to come in here, really? Okay, I just need to talk to her. Here we go.
Why didn't you tell me what you were doing for David?
I didn't want to say anything if we didn't get the results.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Of course. I mean,
Look, things have been kind of intense for me. This takes someone saving my life for that. I'm your ally against evil drones and race with machine guns. Thank you for everything. Okay, let's fix the mess I started. How far are you?
basically, it's the architecture. It's giving me trouble.
You are hopeless without me. You got some work to do.
Oh. What's up, guy? That's not my character. Be a cool place to hang out. I want a tropical cave to build a cool ass base in. Y'all did pretty good out here. I just want to give y'all all the compliments you deserve. What is this? It's a hipster craft zone. What is this? Is this the dartboard? No. This is the prayer room or something. Got a bunch of rugs everywhere. Oh wait, never mind. Oh, look at this. What's the point of all these areas if I can't even like do anything with them?
Not since last
This is
week.
a
I'm
person.
sure everything's fine.
Fine. Last time I saw him, he was stomping through here like a goddamn hurricane.
What's that? Reach Camp Viper. Find Herzog Sergeant. What time is it real quick? Let's see where I'm at right now. Well, let me out of the screen, damn it. gives me such a hard time to get out of this game for some reason. There we go. Now let me. What am I looking for here? This is about where I wanted to end it tonight. I know I went a little bit over with the news. So much damn news. I wish it was the news I was looking for, man. I'm really kind of tired of waiting on all this stuff to unfold, but I don't know. Maybe I need to stop wishing. Maybe I just need to start focusing on other things. Probably just gonna drive us all insane until it finally occurs. That sounds like sign-off music. What do y'all think? That's some good sign-off music. Let's call it a night, y'all. We're almost 3 hours in. I'm getting sleepy. It's 1 a.m. If you like the video, go ahead and like. If you're new to the channel, please follow. And if we're lucky, I might just see you tomorrow. Have a good night.